Gormagat Caherlock. Minister, you're very welcome. I listened to your speech in the office, and I think there's so many things that are really positive that are coming from yourself, and particularly from yourself, I would say, and the government in terms of LGBTQ+ community. Could I start by wishing everyone taking part in the march and the parade on Saturday the very best, and I hope the weather stays fine, but unfortunately I heard that I think the dress code is going to be raincoats and wellies, but look, let's hope the weather forecasters are incorrect. I very much, as I said, welcome the opportunity here, because I think it's such an important issue, not just for the LGBTQ+ community, but for all of society, that we deal with these issues facing the community. And there's two in particular that I'd like to focus on. But firstly, to commend the schools. I've been in a number, obviously we've been in a lot of our schools in the community, and it's incredible to see the huge amount of work that has been done by schools, by teachers, but more importantly by really strong LGBTQ+ students who have pushed the agenda, who have pushed the envelope constantly, and I'd like to commend them, because it's a very, very strong and brave thing to do within a school community. Some of the services that I'd like to talk about is particularly around mental health, and you know, we have wonderful services like Feroga, like Jigsaw, like Belong To, but we've also got those universal services in our communities like Genesis, like Dublin 15 Suicide Awareness, and unfortunately a lot of those services are under serious pressure in terms of being able to access them. And for example, in Jigsaw, just recently in Dublin West, we've currently 84 young people waiting on a list for a first appointment, and the average waiting list has gone up from 5 weeks to 11 weeks, which is deeply worrying. And I know that's in a sort of a general terms, but we know the LGBTQ+ community are part of that and part of those waiting lists. In CAMHS at the moment, the waiting list is over 1 year. And as we know, every expert in child and adolescent mental health will tell you that early intervention and support is absolutely vital in avoiding, I suppose, the worsening of mental health problems into the future. So I think it's critically important that we do look at all of those services, and we look at the targeted services, and we look at the universal services in relation to mental health. The other issue, I suppose, again, is around community safety. And I think that's we have had the horrific murders in Sligo, but we've also had, more worryingly, an increase in attacks on our streets on members of the LGBTQ+ community. And you know, that should deeply worry and concern all of us. And it's something that we definitely need to look at, we need to challenge, we need to tackle, we need to create awareness, we need to create a space for everyone to be who they are. And we need to ensure that our towns and our cities and our streets are safe for people to express themselves without the fear of being attacked, without being verbally abused or being beaten or horrifically murdered. So I think we have done, and there has been huge strides in the last number of years in marriage equality. We were on the campaign trail on many a night in Dublin West, and the sheer energy and the joy from that campaign, it was probably one of the most important, but also one of the best campaigns I have ever been on. And I still was just looking, I was pulling out a couple of badges today, and I was looking at the badges that we had for marriage equality, and they went out like hotcakes. You know, you couldn't get one during that period of time. And I think that just shows how much society has come along. But as I said, there are a couple of things that there's still work that needs to be done. So I'm going to ask, I suppose, an ask of people who are listening into this, and it's a very simple ask. If you've never attended the march, the Pride March or the parade, then why not start this week? because it's a very simple thing that you can do to show your solidarity, is to stand with people when they ask you to stand with them. And I look forward on Saturday to standing with people, whether it's in my poncho or my rain jacket or my wellies, or whether we're using sun cream. Absolutely, we'll be there, and I think it's a really important weekend that people can stand with people, and that's the ask I would say to people today. Go on, Margaret.
Thank you, Deputy.